So AMD announced Ryzen 5 on their YouTube channel and whatnot, which actually brings about quite a few kind of information, quite a few things that is going to change up the CPU market. Firstly, let's talk about what they actually announced. They announced 4 CPUs, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 4 CPUs, 1600X, 1600, 1500X, and the 1500. All of these are Ryzen 5 CPUs, and they're priced from 249, 219, 189, and I think 149 respectively, from the top to the bottom. So from 1600X to 1500. So that is the pricing, but what are the specs? In terms of the two high-end processor, is a 6-core 12-thread processor, 1600X and 1600, and in terms of the 1500X and 1500, it's a 4-core 8-thread processor, which is actually really good. Let me explain why. See, 1600X 249 is really cheap. The cheapest 6-core from Intel costs $400 in the form of the 5820K or 4820K, 5820K or 6820K, 6800K. So it's by no means expensive, and it provides a lot of cores for the money. But in terms of performance, because of that IPC improvements that we have seen in Ryzen 7, it is expected that the 1600X is going to do really good in terms of fighting the 7600K, which is main competitor in terms of gaming, as well as doing productivity stuff. It's got almost the same IPC, so almost the same single thread performance, but way more cores and way more threads, which is going to be very beneficial for doing things like gaming or streaming or productivity workloads. So it's going to be amazing for like budget video editing rigs, that for companies that are not that big and they don't want to spend that much money on a super powerful rig. A 1600X seems like will be amazing. Also, because I think because there are 2 less cores in the Ryzen 5 series, so in the 1600X than the 1800, 1700, 1700X, I expect it to be very clocked much higher, because to compete with the 7600K, you need a lot of high. You need to have a nice high clock speed, which will help single core performance. Because the 7600K is a gaming CPU. It's not really a productivity CPU. It's not a CPU that's focused on productivity. Yes, it can do okay, but it's not. Its main focus is not productivity, which means the 1600X to compete has to perform well single-threaded so that it can provide good gaming performance. And I hope that because there are 2 less cores, the clock speed will be higher with the Ryzen 5 series. But what's exciting is the Ryzen 5 1500 and 1500X. They come in really cheap. 4-core 8 threads. They're completely undercutting Intel's i5 line here, and even i7 line, because they're 149 and 189 pricing is really nice and really low, which is really going to be good for budget builders. Heck, even budget productivity rigs, like budget video editing rigs, budget streaming rigs, because the 4790K or the Intel i7 4-core 8 threads line of CPUs actually have been used by a lot of Twitch streamers for Twitch streaming, despite the fact that it's not super powerful, which means that it could become the de facto budget Twitch streaming CPU, because it's so cheap and it provides hopefully quite a bit of powerful performance. So what does this mean for the CPU market? Well, a lot of good things for us consumers. It means Intel is gonna have to slash their prices, and AMD is gonna gets back hopefully some of that market share. I really hope everyone supports AMD here. I really hope so Ryzen gets back some of that market share, and which means that Intel is going to have to work harder to build CPUs to compete with AMD's Ryzen. But the thing is, I fear Intel has already prepared something super deadly that's going to completely destroy Ryzen. Either that, or Intel is sitting on their laurels and really don't know how to respond to the ultra high value processor that is Ryzen, and they may not be able to release something that's powerful enough in time to prevent Ryzen from making AMD like the 70%, the majority even of the CPU industry, which is great. So AMD Ryzen 5, what does it mean for us? Really good. That's about it. This has been ZX Tech. If you guys enjoyed this little discussion video, do hit that like and subscribe that button and subscribe. And that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. I'll see you next.